Debbie and Steve are still in Dallas helping with a reformed modeling agency when they get the news of what the Sims couple are planning. Debbie, it just occurred to me that even though this is a modeling agency, we could also send one of our photographers to take pictures at the Sims wedding.
I agree. We just need to choose a photographer for the job. Before I got into modeling, I did photography as a hobby. I'd love to be a photographer professionally, so I'll go with you to the wedding.
The day of the ceremony quickly arrives, and Sunday morning the Unitarian Universalist church of the town is packed with hundreds of people, some of whom are there for the Sims wedding, which is scheduled for the following afternoon.
Welcome, everyone, to our Unitarian Universalist church. I am the Reverend Emily Denton. Today's sermon is titled, "This is Our Home, but Not Just Ours," and it was written by Laura Bogle. We gather here to remember this is our home, but not just ours. This land we live on, this water we drink, this air we breathe, these old mountains that hold us steady to our ground, these forests that give us their healing green, these flowers that give us their beauty and fragrance, these fields that give us our daily bread, these stars that show us our place. The wilderness and the tame backyards, all of it our home. We remember the ancestors who have lived on this land, and who have shaped it. The Native American tribes, the settlers, the mountaineers, the farmers, the hunters, the immigrants, the artists, the families, the explorers, the business people, the engineers, the builders, the scientists, the teachers, the workers, the leaders. We inherit their choices. We honor the animals and creatures that have made their home in this land, the ones here now, and the ones that used to be here. We envision the future generations who will live on this land, and let their voices fill our hearts. We gather here to remember this is our home, but not just ours.
So is this a typical Unitarian Universalist sermon?
More or less. I really don't think you can call anything about UAism typical. We are free thinkers by nature.
It's certainly nothing like the Jewish services I attend.
I wish I'd thought to have that sermon recorded. It would be of good use at one of our pagan-based services.
I'm sure we can find it on the internet somewhere. What was the author's name again? And a couple of hours later, outside and behind the church.
Welcome all of you to this gathering, to celebrate the rededication of Jessica Sims and Lucy Sims to each other and to their other loved ones, many of whom are here. Jessica and Lucy, you have written special statements you wish to read to each other. So you two may begin.
Lucy, when you and I first met, I was still recovering from my last relationship. The very one I thought loved me and wanted to share her life with me. Hurt me repeatedly and I felt broken because of her. I didn't know who to trust outside my family, even though that family did love me so much. But then I met you and realized you were worse off than me, because you no longer even had a family to love you and you had never felt the love of anyone else. So I made it my mission in life to love you. And in doing so I found happiness for myself with you. You gave my life meaning just by existing. Thank you.
I was so wrong to leave Lucy. I should have been there for her.
You are here for her now and that's what matters. Grandfather.
Jessica, I will always be grateful that it was you I got that order at the restaurant messed up, causing me to be fired. Any lesser person would have just let me go, but you went after me and made my life worth living. You brought me to a far more loving family than the one I'd been cast out of, and then together we became the mothers of two beautiful daughters. Instead of my life being almost over, you made me happy to keep living so we can do so much good together. I love you. Forever.
And the love my mothers have for each other inspired me to be just as loving for you, Debbie, even in times we were not even a couple, but just friends. For friendship is the true foundation of all the best love partnerships. You are right. Carrie, you are the best thing in my life and always will be. I will never abandon you, no matter what. And our son will learn from us just you learned from your mothers.
Jessica and Lucy Sims, I now declare you once more as partners in marriage. You may now kiss.
Oh, that was so beautiful. I'm glad I came here. These pics I have taken will be a huge hit for the agency.
Later, inside the church. The reason I was so eager to buy out that modeling agency in Dallas was because I learned last month that Diana Kelly bought up a modeling agency of her own in Oklahoma City. So now she and I will be in direct competition.
And knowing what a narcissist she is, I would expect her to treat her models like property.
Exactly. Debbie will set the rules for my modeling agency, and I am sure once word gets out about what we're about, models will flock to us.
Models, like everyone else, should be treated according to the first principle of Unitarian Universalism, the inherent worth and dignity of every person.
Thank you, Lucy, for everything. I must leave you now and return to my fellow Jews in Nashville, but I will certainly tell them about the UUs, and that my beautiful daughter and granddaughters are among them.
Goodbye. Feel free to return anytime, Father. Soon Jessica and I will be going to our honeymoon. But I have to do something first. Hello, Bella. How are things going at the restaurant?
Quite smoothly, actually. Nothing bad to report, at least. Was the wedding good?
Yes, it was just as wonderful as I hoped it would be. But I just wanted you to know that I changed my mind about your employment status at the restaurant.
What do you mean? Ever since that morning you reprimanded me, I've been so worried about losing my job soon.
Well, worry no more. I've decided to discard the 3 strikes and you're out rule. The 2 mistakes you made didn't cause either the restaurant or myself personally any harm, so I will forgive you and wipe your record clean. When I was a young waitress in Boston, I made mistakes too and got fired over them. I needed to be reminded of what being fearful of losing your job felt like. I'm sorry I gave you such a hard time.
Well, you were right to reprimand me, but thank you for being merciful. Enjoy your honeymoon, Lucy.
Feel better now?
Yes. I'm sure Bella will be a much better employee for you now.